Tiger Woods stole the headlines on Tuesday, April 5th, when he declared that not only was he going to play in the 2022 Masters tournament, but that he was going to win it. Many people are skeptical, but others are rooting for him to win it all. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some reactions from golf pros, other pro athletes, and fans, and what they're saying about Tiger's ambitions to win. Stick around because you're not going to want to miss a second of this video. First up, what are the odds that Tiger can win? While everyone is excited that Tiger is going to be making his return to Augusta National this year, he's definitely not the favorite to win. While fans would like for him to make the best comeback story since Tiger Woods in 2019, when he won the Masters at age 43, a full 22 years after his first Masters win, people were stunned then, and they're hoping to be stunned again this weekend when Tiger hits the links. But Tiger did go through a very public car crash that saw him have a 3-month stint in his bed, not being able to walk. He eventually evolved to be able to walk with crutches, and then being able to walk without crutches, but only for a small distance and with great deal of pain, until he was eventually able to walk without limits. Now that he can walk, he is determined to be able to play at the Masters with no limits, but it will definitely be a challenge. How is he going to win the Masters on a traumatic leg injury, along with the fact that he hasn't played a majors tournament since 2019? Moreover, his competition at the Masters have all been using the time that Tiger spent in recovery, playing and practicing golf, which means that Tiger will only be that much more behind his competition at the Masters, making it that much harder for Tiger to complete his goal of winning this year's tournament and taking home the green jacket for a 6th time. As of right now, the odds are heavily stacked against Tiger, and it logically seems like there's no way that he can win this year's tournament, but I think Tiger has something that no other athlete can rely on as much as him, and that is his confidence and swagger. Next, 2019 was a year that golf fans will not soon forget. The 2019 Masters has become a "where were you" type of tournament, as Tiger Woods defied all the odds and spat in the faces of all the naysayers and won the Masters for the 5th time in his career and a full 22 years after he did it last. People were surprised that the longtime veteran of the sport was even competing in the tournament that year, let alone thinking he was going to win. But after he rounded Legends Corner, I think everyone knew that Tiger was not going to be stopped and that he had set his sights on winning it all. Tiger is the very definition of an athlete having ice in their veins. When Tiger Woods has mentally accepted the fact that he's going to win something, there is seriously nothing you can do to stop him. Tiger is an elite athlete with the poise of a hostage negotiator. He knows that one little slip-up is enough to send him home, and that he needs to be perfect and absolutely at the top of his game if he wants any chance of winning the tournament. And he gets it done. I genuinely believe that in all of the world's sports, there's not a single athlete that possesses the same amount of poise and composure. His confidence is unmatched by any athlete in any sport. Tiger knows that when he is on, there's absolutely nobody who can stop him, and that makes him dangerous. When he was competing in 2019, his son Charlie was in the crowd, and Tiger knew that this may be the only chance he will ever get to not only compete in front of his son at the Masters, but to win it in front of his son as well. Tiger knew that if he didn't win it all right now, that he might never get to do it again, so he did whatever he could to win it all. This time around, the odds are stacked up even higher against him. His injuries, his age, his competition. The potential game breakers go on and on. But this is also the only year in which he has had this much to play for. This is the only year that Tiger Woods defied death and returned to the sport he loves to not only prove that he can still play, but to prove that he can still win. And that might be enough ammo for him to take home a 6th green jacket. But we already know what Tiger's saying and thinking, so what about everyone else? What are the fans saying about Tiger's legendary return to Augusta National? Now, the fans are ecstatic to see him back. Tiger fans were devastated when they heard that he got in a crash, and they feared the worst. They feared that he could be dead, or that he could be paralyzed, or that he would never be able to play golf again, or perhaps suffer an even worse injury. But as we know, he's pulled through and is stunning fans by making his return to the sport at the world's largest stage. But how do they think he's going to do? Many fans took to Twitter to make sure they got their opinions out, with many of them on the same lines of being absolutely fired up that Tiger Woods was coming back at all. What surprised me somewhat is that most of his fans did not comment on the fact that he said he believed he could win. Most of his fans were just excited to hear that he was coming back at all. It seemed to me that it was the pro athletes, which we will talk about a bit later, that were quick to discuss his claims of going to win it all. Fans were saying things like, if Tiger can play the Masters with a hurt leg, I can finish the crossword puzzle drunk. Now, to be fair, that was said by Conan O'Brien, who is more than just a fan, but you see what I mean. Another fan, who is actually more than a fan, Joe Pompliano, said, let's effing go, in response to the news that Tiger was coming back to play the Masters this year. ESPN and the PGA Tour's Twitter accounts both just simply repeated Tiger's statement verbatim, saying, as of right now, I feel like I'm going to play. Again, I'm surprised that most of his fans were just fixated on the fact that he was coming back, and were seemingly not at all surprised by the notion that he thinks he can win. Because if this was anybody else but Tiger Woods, would we even be entertaining that idea? And of course the answer is no. Only Tiger would be getting that type of praise that he's getting from superstar athletes all around the world, and golf pros that are literally experts in the sport, claiming that he might actually find a way to win it all come Sunday. Next, the pros are on Tiger's side. Tiger Woods is back. Doubt this guy at your own peril, was a tweet made by a golf Twitter account, and I cannot disagree with them. It seems like it's impossible to doubt Tiger Woods at this point. All logic states that you probably should, but for some reason, it just seems impossible. Other pros like Shane Bacon pointed out how this tournament season is made for Tiger, and that he is certainly poised to at least have a decent shot at winning despite the huge hill he has to climb to do so. Bacon took to Twitter to say, Augusta, St. Andrews, Southern Hills. This major venue year was built for Tiger Woods. I'm so happy for the guy. So happy he gets to compete again. Happy he gets to talk about feels and calls players random nicknames and hit swooping hooks again. So cool. It's funny that so many pros are just accepting that Tiger is going to win now that he's back. The New York Post, literally one of the world's most respected columns, said, only a fool would believe that Tiger Woods can't win this year's Masters. Just think about that for a second. If this was any other athlete, we wouldn't even be talking about the idea of him winning. We would be proud that a person survived a near-death experience and has battled back to play the sport he loves again, and that would still be a huge accomplishment. But if this wasn't Tiger Woods we were talking about, we wouldn't even be considering the fact that this athlete was going to win. And now the whole pro golf world is determined to see Tiger win. It's a lot of pressure, and this is not going to be easy, but there is honestly no outcome I want more at the 2022 Masters than to see Tiger Woods take home a 6th green jacket. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.